It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend from Hawaii, and thank you for this beautiful lay, Liz. Elisabeth Chun is the Executive Director of the Good Beginnings Alliance, Hawaii's statewide 501c3 intermediary organization legislatively named to spearhead efforts to create a coordinated early childhood education and care system. Ms. Chun received a BA in History from Carleton College and a Master's of Education in Educational Psychology with a special education focus from the University of Hawaii. Prior to joining Good Beginnings in 1997, Ms. Chun was in the Governor's Office of Children and Youth as a program manager for Hawaii's Federal Child Care and Development Block Grant. In early 1996, she transferred to the Department of Human Services, the new lead agency for the Child Care and Development Block Grant Child Care Development Fund. From 1997 to 98, Ms. Chun served as president of the Junior League of Honolulu and was involved in coordinating various volunteer efforts centered on positive parenting. She currently serves on the Samuel N. and Mary Castle Advisory Board, as well as the Hawaii Children's Trust Fund Advisory Council and the Ho'okako'o Corporation, supporting conversion, charter schools, and early education in Hawaii. In 2007, Ms. Chun was recognized for her work in Hawaii's early childhood movement by both the Hawaii Pacific Business News and the University of Hawaii College of Education.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be here today to present to this committee on the importance of early education. I will give Hawaii's perspective on an issue, and I come with a strong belief that there is great potential for our nation when we focus our resources on our youngest children. The Good Beginnings Alliance was created in 1997 to provide leadership in our state and our communities around early childhood education, because we believe we need to have an integrated early childhood system, birth to 5, that supports parent choice and also supports quality early education programs, from family child care, from center-based, and on to something called family-child interaction, which happens in our communities where parents come with their children and learn at the same time. I was just on the island of Kona last weekend, and I was driving down to a beach community where there I could see were no preschools. And I was wondering what happens to the young children in these communities before they come to kindergarten. And as I was leaving that road, I looked up and there was a sign that says, "Come register for Keiki Steps." That's one of our major programs that invites parents of young children to come with a quality early education educator to learn how they can best support their children's learning. This is what this is all about. As states strive to implement quality early education program, the results of this investment are apparent. But few states and communities have the resources necessary to deliver high-quality programs. They need support to increase the quality of programs as well as making programs affordable to our families. Excuse me. Right now, I would like to encourage and support and thank Congresswoman Hirono for the Pre-K Now Act, which provides incentives for states to ensure that as they rush to increase capacity, they also address the quality of early childhood programs. We also know that states face specific challenges in developing early childhood educators. We have a lack of early childhood teachers, and we are very pleased at the recent Loan Forgiveness Fund for early educators, who encourage them also to focus on expanding access to early childhood courses. From the Hawaii perspective again, we have been a leader in early education. In 1943, we were among the first states to implement statewide public free kindergarten for all 5-year-old children. That came with the acknowledgement that education must begin early and that our economy depended upon a strong future workforce, and our current workforce depended upon families who knew that their children were in strong early learning environments while they were working. We're now grappling with how do we support children under the age of 5. 40% of our current families with young children cannot afford preschool attendance, and we know that those programs that receive federal and state subsidies now have long waiting lists. If our families are to work and to support their families, they need safe, quality places for their children in order to make sure that they lift themselves out of poverty. We're also concerned about gap group families, those families which do not qualify for early education programs with federal or state subsidies, but yet cannot afford preschool tuition. They often have to make choices of programs that are not always stable or in places that are not stable and of unknown quality. We have made progress in Hawaii. In 2001, the Pre-Plus program, which was envisioned by our then Lieutenant Governor Mazie Hirono, implemented state-funded preschool facilities on elementary school campuses. This program, now known as Pre-Plus, built 16 programs on elementary school sites. This is a public-private partnership. Private programs run the programs that are located on elementary schools. Over 300 children are now served by these programs. We know more investment is needed. In my testimony, you will see that in our outlying areas especially, over half the children of low income do not have access to programs. And if we would develop those programs, we do not have capacity yet to fund in places for those children. We also know, as we are developing right now our Keiki First Early Childhood Program, that when we look to expand our early childhood programs, we need more teachers. If we are to serve 80% of our 4-year-old children, we know we need to double our current workforce. We need 370 new early education teachers, and 310 of our existing teachers will require more education, and 200 need to go from an associate degree to a bachelor's degree. So I will begin where I ended. I will end, where I began, in that we do need federal support for early education in our state. We need to help our teachers maintain scholarships and loan forgiveness. We need to help our universities create incentives for early education programs. And we need to help our early education programs maintain quality. Our Keiki First program estimates that $170 million will be needed annually in order to support a 4-year-old program. That's for direct services and other programs. I urge you to consider your ability to support the state's expansion of quality. Thank you.